back with me today, and we're going to go over how to use a food lure to introduce the stand position. When we do this, we want to make sure that we aren't luring our dogs just to walk forward, to take 2, 3, 4 steps to get into that stand position. Ideally, we get a kickback stand. So they're on a sit, and they're just going to step their back legs into this stand position. Remember your sequence: command, mark, release, reinforce. Because this is a new behavior, we're going to have to give help. So it's going to be command. We'll give that help. We'll follow it with our marker and then release and reinforce. So with Mickey, I'm going to use a treat to reinforce with. Also remember, it's important that our dogs understand the primary or the foundation behavior when we begin chaining things together. For our stand, we're going to be doing it from a sit in front in the beginning. Make sure your dog understands how to sit in front before you start working the stand component. If you're still working on your sit, check out our sit helping techniques and sequence video in our Introduction to Basic Obedience unit to get started on that. All right, let's get Mickey turned around. Good, so we got her on a sit in front. I've got my food in my hand. I'm going to get myself set up. I'm going to give my command, give my help, mark, release, reinforce. The help on this food lure for this stand looks like leading your dog slightly forward and then very subtly think about the angle of tucking your dog's chin into their chest. So you're almost making a C with your food. It's just not that exaggerated, but the angles are the same. It's just smaller scale. Okay, so we'll get set up, stand. Good, free. So notice how she stepped back into that stand. That's what I want to see. My dog's going to be much more likely to stand there and stay still if I get that step back stand than if I lure them forward and let them walk into the position. The other thing this this kickback stand does is it will keep when I go to work on positions at a distance, it will keep my dog in the same spot. So they're not going to sit forward and then stand forward and then down forward. It's going to help keep them in one location when I go to do positions at a distance. Okay, let's look at that food lure again. She's already on the sit. I'm going to get in front. Stand. Good. Free. Now I gave her a little extra help that time by pushing the food slightly into her. I don't know if you could tell from the angle, but one of her back legs was out kind of to the side a little bit, and I wanted her to get settled. So I used my food to help settle her in a really good, comfortable stand position. If your dog gets up and stands awkwardly, they're going to struggle to hold that. So make sure in the beginning you're focusing on them settling in a nice, solid, stable stand position. Again, get set up, stand, lure, good, free. Okay, I've still got my marker in there. I've still got my release. Notice when I do my free or my release, I'm releasing out into the back. Let's try that from the other angle this time. Good. Stand. Good. Free. One more. Sit. Good. Stand. Good. Free. So right, you can see she initially got up a little bit awkwardly. I waited, gave her a little bit more help with that food to help get her settled on a nice, solid position. This is where you're going to want to start. We're going to do a second video to introduce stand, stay. So start with this, follow through with your good technique. If your technique is bad, you're going to run into big problems when you get to that stay component. So make sure you're actually having your dog settled before you release them. Think about it this way. Is a stand standing still with all 4 paws settled on the ground, or is a stand dancing around? Right? It's the first one. It's all 4 paws settled. If you don't get that, you don't say your release word. So get your dog settled. Use your food to help get them settled, and then release once they're settled. Get started on this, and when you got a good handle on it, go on to our stand, stay video. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.